Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Medina and in today's video I'm going to show you 17 foods what you must try when traveling to Japan. If you are a foodie, you must watch this video because I'm going to show you some amazing stuff. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button right now and let's get into the video. The first food what you can't miss is yakitori. Yakitori is basically a small skewer with bite-sized food seasoned with salt and soy sauce, mirin and other things on top. The most popular one is made from chicken thighs, but there are also different type of foods on it, and Japanese people also like to eat innards, so you can find kidney, liver, tongue or other type of stuff also on these small sticks. They also like to eat fermented vegetables next to it, like a cucumber or mushrooms. This is a perfect bar food next to some beers. The next food to try is tonkatsu. Tonkatsu is basically a pork cutlet. These pork chops are coated in crispy panko breadcrumbs and they are deep fried until getting golden brown. Most of the time they are offered with shredded cabbage or some vegetables or green salad. They can be also part of the famous Japanese bento boxes, or they also served with Japanese curry. The third food to try is fruit sandwich, or it's also called fruit sando. This is basically two slices of white bread or milk bread, which is consisting fresh whipped cream and strawberries. This is the most popular version, but you can also find with other type of fruits like strawberries, pineapples, or I also tasted blueberry with some vanilla pudding. They were amazing. When visiting Japan, don't forget to check on daifuku mochi. Daifuku mochi is basically a small Japanese confection, a small mochi which is made from rice, and in the middle you can find sweetened bean paste from azuki bean. In most of the time there is also a strawberry in the middle, and I must tell, it's delicious. The next food on the list is ramen. Probably this is one of the foods what I don't have to really describe because most of the people knows. This is a soup dish with wheat noodles. They are also called as ramen noodles, together with some meat, vegetables or eggs, and it's super delicious. But I wanna tell you is to check out Ichiran, which is basically a ramen soup chain in Japan, and they are super delicious. The place itself, it's very interesting, as in the beginning you're going to order your food in a vending machine, and after you're going to be led to your own booth where you're only going to sit all alone. Of course next to you going to be people, and the ramen is going to be served via a small window. You're also going to get a small paper where you can decide on the flavoring of your ramen. You're going to have your own tap for water and a small button where you can call the staff if you need some help or you wanna order more. I highly recommend you to try out kakigori. Kakigori is basically a shaved ice dessert which is crunchy and soft in the same time, and it's just melting in your mouth. This shaved ice is flavored with different type of fruit syrups like strawberry, blueberry, melon or whatever you can imagine or what you are asking for. In many cases they are also pouring condensed milk on the top for the extra sweetness, but you can also find versions which is flavored with matcha or red bean paste. If you want to have a hint of luxury on the road, then check out the Wagyu beef, that is the Japanese cow. Wagyu beef is one of the most expensive type of meat on earth. And the reason for this is because Wagyu beefs are sometimes massaged, they have a stressful environment they can live, and they are also fed twice as longer as a regular beef. Their meat is super marble inside, which means that there are very thin fat layers in the meat, and this is the reason why it's become very soft and it has a very buttery taste. In many places you can get steaks or just some skewers on the street food stands, but it's going to be pricey, at least $50–60 for one skewer. The next food to try is takoyaki. Takoyaki, also known as octopus balls. These are basically a salty butter, and in the middle you can find a piece of octopus. This is baked on a special hot plate in rows, and they are turning them around very quickly with chopsticks to make sure that all the sides are baked correctly. They are served in lots, mostly 6, 8 or 10, and on the top you can find some takoyaki sauce, mayonnaise, seaweed and bonito fish flakes. If you like the tonkatsu, then also check out katsudon. Katsudon is a very popular Japanese bowl dish. Basically, there is a bowl of rice and on the top you can find fried pork cutlet. In the rice there are some vegetables, onion and also egg. It's very delicious. I ate it a few times. The next item on the list is not really a food but a place to try, which is Head Cafe in Tokyo. I highly recommend you to try out this place if you like cute stuff. They are the master of steamed milk latte art. You can get 2D or 3D art lattes and you can basically guess out any kind of characters what you want and they're going to create it. They are making the coffee in front of you and you can be part of the whole process. Each coffee is made around in 2-3 minutes and the result is amazing. Don't forget to book in advance as they are super popular. Here comes one of my favorite dish from the road, what is okonomiyaki. Okonomiyaki is basically a pan-fried dish and it's made with butter and cabbage and they can put anything on the top. Most of the time meat, shrimp, other type of seafoods, wasabi or cheese as well. Japanese people mostly eating okonomiyaki in a restaurant that is specialized for this food, and in many cases the table is equipped with an iron griddle so the customers can put their ingredients on the hot surface and make their own food, or this plate is only keeping the food hot during you eating. It's super delicious. If you like bakery products, then check out on melon pan. In Japan, you can find surprisingly good bakery products. Many of them is flavored with matcha, but there are also other type of fluffy and very delicious bakeries. One of them is melon pan. Basically, this is a sweet bread bun with cookie dough on the top, so the outside is becoming a little bit crispy and there are some sugar flakes on it. It's really delicious. If you visit in Tokyo, don't forget to check out the matcha Mont Blanc. This is combining the idea of the French desserts together with the Japanese matcha and the result is delicious. For the first look, it looks like an ice cream in a waffle cone, but when you start to eat it, you're going to realize that this is a multi-layer dessert with some lemon jelly, mascarpone cream, red bean cream, also some sponge cake, and on the top this vivid green and beautiful chestnut matcha paste. It's really great. I recommend you to check them out. The next food on the list is Taiyaki. I think this is a very signature Japanese street vendor food what you cannot miss when traveling to Japan. This is a warm fish-shaped cake. Mostly you can find sweetened red bean paste in the inside, but there are chocolate or vanilla versions as well, and they are super popular on the street fairs and festivals of Japan. Go for it. If you want to eat a good on a reasonable price, then I suggest you to check out Yoshinoya. This is basically a fast food chain for more than 100 years already in Japan, and they are creating bold foods. You can order menus where you're mostly going to find some meat, vegetables, rice and miso soup, and all this going to cost you around $5-6, which is amazing. You can also get smaller bowls if you are not that hungry, also together with some rice and meat, and I think this is a good spot for lunch or dinner as well. Don't miss to check out the Japanese cheesecake. The Japanese cheesecake is a very jiggly, very soft souffle style cheesecake. This is basically a sponge cake with a very rich but soft texture, and sometimes you can also find filling in the inside. This type of cheesecake is less heavy and less sweeter than the Western versions, and I think you're going to like this delicious treat. If you are in Japan, you have to go for some KitKat hunting. I know that KitKat is not a Japanese chocolate, but they are very popular in Japan, and in the last 20 years they had more than 300 different flavors, and many of them was exclusively created for the country, so you cannot buy it anywhere else. I have a few of these flavors in front of me, so let me show you. You can find apple, strawberry, milk tea, this is maple syrup, melon, which really has a melon taste, and even wasabi flavored KitKat. So I must tell, it's really fun to hunting for these flavors and try all of them. And last but not least, just a few words about drinks. Mostly when people traveling to Japan, they want to test out sake, so that is very natural, this is the national drink of the country. But I also want to suggest you to check out on umeshu, which is a plum liquor, and I think it's very tasty. You can drink it by itself, but in Japan it's very common that they are drinking alcohol with some soda together, so in this case it's not going to be so heavy, and it's a great bar drink. I suggest you to check it out. So we arrived to the end of today's video. I hope you enjoyed it and you already have some clue that which kind of foods you can try when traveling to Japan. I must tell, I get a little bit hungry during this video, so right now I'm going to eat something. If you became hungry as well, then don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and we're going to explore new places in the next video.